Welcome everyone to the Hungaroring. It's time for race number 2 in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. We are here for the first time. It's round number 6 of the season. We move into the second half of the 2022 season, and things are starting to get a lot closer in the championship, and they could get even closer today. We're going to be racing around the Hungaroring circuit as ever for 30 minutes plus a lap, and it's another beautiful day here in Hungary, which should provide for some hot on-track action. There you can see the cars lining up on grid and starting on pole for the second time this season and for the third time in his FRECA career will be Hadrian David. He took the win from pole position at Monaco earlier this year. Let's see if the Frenchman can get back onto the top step. Trying to stop him, though, will be Gabriele Mini. He's now only 27 points behind Dino Beganovic, has 8 top 5 finishes in a row. Gabriel Bortoletto finished 9th yesterday after a bit of a difficult start. 1 podium so far for him this year. Tim Tramnitz, 3 DNFs in a row. Unfortunately, a clutch problem, a gearbox issue, took him out of the race yesterday. Let's see if he can put that right today. Paul Aron had a clutch issue in the race yesterday, which almost cost him from getting going completely. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, but he managed to recover and finish 6th. Starting alongside him will be Leonardo Fornaroli, the Trident team, having another brilliant qualifying. He finished 4th in race 1 to get his best result of the season so far, and he's now only 3 points behind Sebastian Montoya in the rookie standings. Montoya starts all the way down in 17th. The rookie points are made up of the overall standings, so if Leonardo Fornaroli can finish 8th or above, and if Sebastian Montoya finishes out of the points, then he could take the lead in the rookie standings for the first time. In order to be the first time we've seen a change in the lead of the rookie standings. You can see just how many cars we have on the grid. We go round the final corner here at the Hungaroring, starting right at the back there. Nico Baptiste, a bit of a difficult qualifying session for him. Let's see if he can move forward. We've seen our top 6 on the grid. There's a recap for you. David Mini, Bortoletto, Tramnitz, Aron and Fornaroli is your top 6 on the grid. Then we come to Deligoanti and Tangavello, the 2 RPM cars alongside each other on row 4. Maceo Capietto and Dufek, 2 rookies there, sneaking in the top 10, and just outside it, Esteban Masson and championship leader starting on row 6 once again, Dino Beganovic. Podium finisher from yesterday, Roman Belinsky, is on row 7 with the winner from yesterday, Kaz Havikort. Then we have Joshua Dirksen and Sami Megatunev, who moved forward well yesterday. Sebastian Montoya, our rookie points leader, comes next alongside Laurens van Hoopen. Victor Bernier is next alongside Mari Boyer, struggling a little bit this weekend. Lorenzo Fluxa likewise, he's alongside Dudu Barrichello, who retired from a race for the first time ever yesterday. Santiago Ramos and Andrea Rosso, who's making such great progress on his return. He comes next on 24th. Then it's Pietro Armani and Noel Leon. Levente Ravesh and Piotr Wisnicki are next. Axel Noss and Mateus Zagazzetta round out the top 30, the 2 G4 cars alongside each other. Then it's Hamder Alcabasi and Francesco Braschi. Nico Baptiste starts in 33rd place. Well, one thing we talked about yesterday is the drivers starting on the inside. We're going to find it difficult to get off the line. There you can see the cars furthest away from us there, the drivers 2nd, 4th, 6th on the grid and so on. That's the dirty side of the track. Speaking to the drivers today, they think that might not be such big problem today because we've had a lot of races now. A bit more rubber has been put down there, so the issue might not be so big. One person we thought was heavily affected by that yesterday is Paul Aron. He's the nearest car to us, 3rd in queue, the red and white Kramer. Now, the thing was with Paul Aron wasn't actually that he got a bad start. He had a clutch issue. Some of you who were with us yesterday might remember that he didn't pull off the line immediately on the formation lap, and I just assumed maybe he got a bit of a difficult start. What it was his clutch was only half working. So when he came round to take the start of the race, he had to switch the car off completely when he pulled up to his grid slot. when he put it in gear and when he turned the car back on, he essentially had to bump start the car after the lights had gone out. Getting a bit technical there, but very quick thinking there from Paul Aron, and very, very clever to actually get away off the line. He did well just to be in the race, let alone go and take some points. He was a little bit disappointed that it all went a little bit wrong down at turn 2 after he slid wide after a bit of contact with Josh Dufek. But nevertheless, points scored. Well, there you can see we are on the formation lap now. 33 drivers out there in total, 23 of them making their debut this weekend. They've had some time now to put some laps on the board. They've had a full race distance, usually throughout the season and usually throughout FRECA in general, last season and this season. The Sunday races are always better than the Saturday races, and that's because the drivers have had a chance to learn the circuit and have a chance to go and do a race around the circuit. I think that could be exaggerated here today. They are all absolutely loving the circuit when you go and speak to them. What are the things to watch out for in this race? Well, Dino Beganovic, our championship leader, starts from P12. His nearest championship rival, Gabriele Mini, starts on the front row, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. We're going to also have to keep an eye on Kaz Havercourt, yesterday's winner, down in 14th, and our podium finisher, Roman Belinsky, starting in P13. There he is, our championship leader. He moved forward to 6th place from 11th on the grid on the first lap yesterday. Can this man be stopped out front, though? He reckons if he can get a good launch off the line and lead through turn 1, he should be away and clear. Speaking to him earlier, he was very confident with his race pace, and he thinks if he can lead out the first corner, then the race could be won. But Gabriele Mini and Gabriel Bortoleto, his teammate, will have something to say about that. The Brazilian wants his first race win in this championship, and he starts directly behind him. Nico Baptiste is one of the drivers, along with the likes of Mateus Zagazeta, who said to me he has nothing to lose. Mateus in particular said he's going to absolutely send it down the outside at turn 1. So let's see if some big moves are being made when we get down towards turn number 1. 30 minutes are on the clock. It looks like the last of the cars round the corner are just pulling into position now. There you can see right at the top of screen is Hamda Al-Kabaisi. To the left of screen in the white and black ART is Gabriele Mini, and to the right in the all blue is Hadrian David. We are underway here for race number 2 at the Hungaroring, and immediately Hadrian David pulling over to the challenges there of Gabriele Mini, who got a great start. Gabriel Bortoleto to the far right of screen, trying to go all the way around the outside. Here comes the Brazilian. He's through into second. Can he take the race lead? He's gone off the circuit. Bortoleto up into second place. Looks like we're all through cleanly. There goes Tim Tramnitz trying to go to the outside. Bortoleto now trying to go to the outside of Hadrian David. David still leading the way as they come through turn number 2 and now fire their way down through turn 3 and make the climb up towards turn number 4. There we saw Victor Bernier side by side with one of the MP cars off in the top of picture. That looks like Francesco Braschi has had it off sadly, but it's David who leads from Bortoleto. Mini is in third. Belinsky there going around the outside of Esteban Masson to take a place. That looks like a change of 12th place, so the Polish driver trying to get towards the top 10 immediately as they come through the chicane for the first time. Joshua Dirksen and Victor Bernier cut across the chicane. They're going to have to give those places back if they made any. Getting to the end of the second sector, one of the RPM cars briefly off there. I think that was Pietro Delegawanti. Currently in a RPM sandwich is Maceo Capietto as they make their way down towards turn number 12 now. 28.5 on the clock. There you can see Beganovic trying to come down the inside of Esteban Masson in the red and white now coming up towards us. Beganovic trying to go all the way around the outside of Masson in the blue. Cannot, oh, contact! The championship leader is off. Championship leader goes off there. Might have to come into the pit lane if he's got damage. Beganovic rejoining now, but that's an absolute disaster. That would have put Beganovic up into 13th place potentially as we come across the start-finish line. Hadrian David leads, then it is Bortoleto, then Mini, then in 4th place is Tramnitz. Borderoli, there comes a big move curve there from Josh Dufek down the inside, that looks like, of Owen Tangavelu, and I think he's pulled it off. Josh Dufek is up a position. Push to pass is now activated, and he might have used some there, Josh Dufek, to make that move, but Tangavelu fights back and retakes that place. Behind him is Kaz Havakor. He's made a good start. He's up to 11th place so far. Viganovic dropped down to 22nd place at the end of the first lap after that contact with Masson. There we can see Belinsky. He's tucked in behind Havakor. Top 12 all going away. There we can see our two leaders right together. Bortoleto charging after his teammate Hadrian David. Mini is in third. Tramnitz fourth. Fornaroli in fifth place. Here's a replay of the move between Dufek and Tangavelu. Tangavelu being forced out onto the AstroTurf there. Good racing between them, but in the background, that was one of the FA cars, unfortunately, making contact as well. We'll pick up who that is in just a second, but one of the FA racing cars in a little bit of trouble, sadly, there. Well, that could have been Victor Bernier. I think that might have been, because he's disappeared from my timing screen, and I think Victor Bernier is out of this race, and there you can see he's dropped down to 33rd place to the left of screen. Sami Megatuniv looked like he was the other car involved, was the MP Motorsport car, so contact between the two Frenchmen there, it seems, of Megatuniv and Bernier. Here comes Bortoleto, though, getting closer to Hadrian David for the race lead. Mini falling into the clutches here of Tramnitz and Fornaroli, those two fighting over the rookie lead. Then it's Aron in 6th, Deligoanti 7th, Cabietto 8th, Tangavelu 9th, Dufek still in 10th place, but it's very, very close for the race lead. Bortoleto all over the back of Hadrian David as they come downhill once more and now make the climb up towards turn number 4. The gap between Bortoleto and Mini is 1 second. Quickest on track is Esteban Masson down in 13th place, and he's catching the top 12. He's right behind Roman Belinsky now, so after that contact, he's now on a charge. Up to the chicane we go. On the brakes there, you can see taking a little bit of curve there is Hadrian David, dealing with the pressure well so far. Will be conscious of the tyres. That's one thing that some drivers mentioned to me yesterday, that they felt the tyres just falling away from them towards the end of the race because they were in battles at the start. So you've got to be careful. You've got to remember that this is a 30-minute race, not a sprint. Downhill towards turn 12 once more. Running a little bit wide there was Roman Belinsky. We just caught that from behind, but gets back on the circuit with no problems. Still in behind Kaz Havakor for now. Dufek still trying to get a move done on Tangavelu. The two of them in the points, trying to get further up the points. Speaking to Keith Donegan, team principal at RPM, he says he gets more nervous outside of the car and on the pit wall than he does inside it, and he almost wants to get back in the car now just to calm himself down. Here we see them for the race lead. Bortoleto not close enough this time. David knows that, takes the racing line, but Paul Aron sends it down on the inside of Fornaroli. Can't quite get through. Tangavelu trying to do the switchback. Capietto in the all black there, in the orange and green. That is Tangavelu. He's going to be to the left of our picture, coming down towards turn number 2. Tangavelu trying to go all the way around the outside. Capietto says no, you don't, shows him to the exit curb. Good driving from the Frenchman there, and he holds on to 8th place. Dufek now brought into play as we come up towards turn 4 in the orange and black. Here comes Dufek. He's not going to go around the outside there. Surely he gave it a go, but I don't think it came off. No, Dufek tucks back in. Brilliant racing, as expected, in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. All the fans we have here for the drivers, and there is a lot of them here this weekend cheering on. The drivers will be absolutely loving this one. I've never seen so much support than what we've had this weekend, so a thank you to all the fans that have been here for the drivers this weekend, and to those of you watching on the stream as well. Drivers absolutely loving the support, as are the teams as well, as they drop downhill once more. We're into 23.5 minutes to go. There we can see the top 2 once more. Gabriele Mini is getting closer, isn't he? Now we've got incident involving cars 18 and 9 will be investigated after the race, so that's something that Esteban Masson and Dino Deganovic will be looked at post-race. Very close now. Gabriele Mini is getting closer. Gabriele Mini fastest on circuit in third place. The white and black ART is the fastest car. At the top of screen, are we going to see a move here from Dufek? No. In the very top of screen, Lorenzo Flukes up under pressure from Lawrence Van Hoopen in the white and black 42 there. Van Hoopen not quite able to get through. That is a fight for 16th place. Good start here for Flukes. He started outside of the top 20. He's moving forward well. Van Hoopen started in 18th place. He's moved forward one, will want to move forward another, but he's got to get past Lorenzo Flukes to do so. Uphill they come, great corner this turn 4. Got to carry a lot of speed through there. It's a case of who's the bravest. Dino Beganovic is doing well. He's up to 19th place now, so he's gained a bit of progress. There we can see Dudu Barrichello, the first time he's had to retire the car from a race yesterday since he started racing in FRECA. He did have that incident where he wasn't able to take the start at Barcelona last year, but that was the first time he's actually had to bring a car in during a race. A real shame for him. Brought an end to a consistent run. Belinsky goes wide, rejoins once more. Gotta be careful of track limits, although that slows you down. That will go down as track limits could lead to penalties if you're not careful. Into the final 2 corners. We are watching the orange and green there. That is the 65 here of Owen Tangavellu. This is your battle for 9th place on circuit. Tangavellu was run wide. Are they going to use push to pass? You get push to pass 5 times. You can engage it once you get into 4th gear, and you get to use it for 15 seconds in one push. They'll all be using it down this start-finish straight. It's a case of when you use it. Joshua Dirksen in the number 10 thought about using it on Belinsky there, who did run wide out the final corner, and you can see what it's done to him. It's dropped him back from Cas Havicor in 11th. He was once with those guys. Downhill once more. Here we can see Capietto. He's got to be careful of Tangavellu as well. We mentioned Tangavellu was on the defensive, also trying to get on the attack with Capietto. Here's your leaders. We haven't seen them in a little while. Here's the battle for 4th place as well. We haven't mentioned that in a little while. Tramnitz, Fornaroli and Aron. Tramnitz and Fornaroli holding their own against Paul Aron here, who runs 3rd in the championship. Doing a really good job, particularly that man there, Leonardo Fornaroli, had to deal with a lot of pressure in the race yesterday from Josh Dufek, and he's doing the same today to hold off Paul Aron. Pietro Deligoanti in the 55 comes next. Best ever qualifying performance for him earlier to take a 7th place finish. He got in the points for the very first time at the last round, finishing in 10th. Brilliant performance from him. First point, it was for the team as well. Team making progress, adding drivers to their program now. Here we can see the number 58 of Sebastian Montoya. As it stands, he will not be the rookie leader when we leave the Hungaroring, but we still have time to go in this race. Plenty of things can still happen. Montoya trying to line up a move on Esteban Masson, and selling the dummy there. Josh Dufek down the inside of Owen Tangavellu. Can he get the car stopped in time? Yes, Josh Dufek is through. Well, it's taken him a long time to do it, but Josh Dufek is now past Owen Tangavellu. That is a change for 9th place. Cas Havicor will be next. Tangavellu could be dropping out of the points here if he's not careful. Brendan Belinsky could be dropping down to 13th if he's not careful. Here we can see Dudu Barrichello and Noel Leon, the 2 teammates fighting away with each other. That's for 20th place, a little bit further down. Dino Beganovic just up the road from them, trying to chase down Mary Boyer. 2 drivers who have finished on the podium, running down in 18th and 19th places, so shows the standard of this field. We're approaching half-race distance. Leonardo Fornaroli almost running a little bit too wide onto the AstroTurf there, just about got away with it. Here's Owen Tangavellu, now has yesterday's race winner Cas Havicor right behind him. Cas Havicor with that win yesterday is only 58 points behind championship leader Dino Beganovic. Whatever happens out front, even if Dino does not finish in the points, he will still leave here as the championship leader. If Gabrielli's Mini is to win the race, he will leave with a 2 points championship lead. Hadrian David crosses the line once more. Gabriel Bortoletto, the gap back to him, 7/10 of a second. Fastest lap goes to Gabriele Mini. He's getting closer once again. 2-second gap then back to Tim Tramnitz. Here's Tangavelu defending now into the first corner. Havicourt trying to get the switch back. Tangavelu running a little bit wide. Havicourt's got the run. It's going to be Havicourt to the left, Tangavelu to the right of screen. Battle on the brakes now into two. Havicourt lets him have it. He's thinking of the next one as he tries to get the switch back, but not able to get through. Solid defensive driving there from Tangavelu, but look what's happening up the road. It's allowing Dufek to escape. Here comes Havicourt to the outside at turn 4. Is he going to be able to go around the outside there? Just isn't enough room. This is drawing Roman Belinsky back into play. He's bringing Dirksen with him, who also has Masson for company, and then you've got that queue next being led by Montoya, and at the back of that next queue is Dino Beganovic. Dino Beganovic can see the points up the road. However, he's going to have to pass about 9 cars if he wants to get there. 17 minutes plus a lap to go. Here we see Esteban Masson making his way now through turn number 11. There's Lawrence Van Hooven running in 17th place. Rookie having a solid season, having to learn each track for the first time in a similar position to the likes of Matthias Zagazzetta, Noel Leon and Roman Belinsky. Bar Spa, he's having to learn all the circuits as well for the first time. Through the final corner he comes. Top 3 getting closer, aren't they? They are only split by 1.3 seconds now. Not much in it at all. Matteo Capietto thinks he's got out a gap on the inside there. Josh Dufek sold the dummy to him, went down the inside. Brilliant driving from Josh Dufek there. Matteo Capietto did not know what was going on behind him at all. He thought he had that one covered. That was an absolutely fantastic move from Josh Dufek there. He left it very, very late, made the decision whilst he was in the braking zone and got through under Matteo Capietto. Brilliant stuff from Josh Dufek, who is on an absolute charge in this race. That puts him up to 8th place now. Next on his list will be Pietro Deligoanti. Can he get after him? On the last lap, he was quicker than him as well as they come through turn number 5 and make their way up to the chicane. Here we see Deligoanti, there is Dufek. Brilliant stuff, wasn't it? Under braking there, Dufek just switching across to the inside. Capietto went down the middle, didn't know whether to defend or take the racing line, and Dufek was always going to make that move in his eyes. Even if there was going to be some defensive driving going on from Capietto, Dufek was going to the white line if necessary there, wasn't he? Brilliant stuff. Half race distance now complete. Hadrian David is your race leader from Gabriel Bortoletto. The gap between them is 7/10 of a second. Then it is a further 6/10 back to Gabriele Mini. Here we go. Are we going to see a change for the last point? Kaz Havicourt behind Owen Tangavelu? I think we might do. Keep an eye at the top of screen. You'll see them coming into view very shortly. Watch for the orange and cream car of Owen Tangavelu. Here he is at the top, but Paul Aron, meanwhile, is after Leonardo Fornaroli. That's one to keep an eye on as well. Who comes out ahead of Tangavelu and Havicourt? They're side by side briefly. Didn't see which one of them got out ahead, but Aron not quite able to get ahead of Fornaroli there. Fornaroli hangs on. Looks like Tangavelu still has that place over Havicourt, but only just. Paul Aron desperate to get after 4th place here, wants to get past Fornaroli and get after Tim Tramnitz. Will be getting more and more frustrated and more impatient behind. Likewise, Kaz Havicourt, he's seen his teammate, his rookie teammate, Josh Dufek, just go and make 2 fantastic moves to get by Tangavelu and Capietto. He'll want to go and do the same now. There you can see, switching across to the outside as they make their way in towards turn number 8. I think we're going to see a move on the next lap, surely. It's only a matter of time here before Havicourt throws one down the inside of Tangavelu. Tangavelu struggling, it seems, with his tyres already as they come downhill once more. Just seems to be struggling to hold on to that car slightly. Here is Hadrian David up towards the final corner he goes. There is Gabriele Mini. Last time around, they were all within 1/10 of a second, so nothing to choose between your top three, really, as we are into the second half of this race. Tim Tramnitz still in fourth, from Leonardo Fornaroli in fifth place. Just keeping an eye out. The commentary box window, they're side by side. Havicourt was side by side with Owen Tangavelu, and that's going to be a change this time. There must have been a mistake from Tangavelu, so that should be a change. For 10th place, we'll see a change to the left-hand side of screen. Here they come now up towards us in view, and there you can see Kaz Havicourt is now through in the orange and black. So Kaz Havicourt up into 10th place, past Owen Tangavelu in the number 27. Right, one down, one to go to get back behind his teammate. Here's Lorenzo Fluxer, right behind Sebastian Montoya, but behind him is Lawrence Van Hoeven. This is the first time, really. Lorenzo Fluxer has done a good job to chase down Sebastian Montoya. At one point, we were seeing Lorenzo Fluxer almost having to defend. Now he's got a chance to get on the attack. Let's see what he can do. Right, Havicourt's got one down, and you can see the gap he's pulled from Tangavelu already, who's really struggling. Dirksen, what a move that is down the inside of Belinsky. Almost contact between them there. Belinsky runs off. They're going to be side by side through 11 there. Dirksen threw one down the inside there. Absolutely brilliant driving from the driver from Paraguay, and great stuff from Belinsky to give him the room as well. Great racing between the two rookies, and in the background, Montoya all the way around the outside of Masson. Are we going to see a change there? Montoya's now going to have the inside. In the red and white there, this will be a change for 14th place, and Montoya is through. Brilliant stuff from Montoya. Round the outside he goes now to complete that move. Absolutely fantastic racing in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Here comes Fluxer next in the white and black. Kaz Havicourt. So Josh Dufek again sells the dummy once more in the number 13. That's a move on Veli Gawanti this time. Same move once again. Josh Dufek. That's the move you learned back in your karting days, and Josh Dufek is pulling it out. That's the second time we've seen him do it in this race. The Van Amersfoort guys are on an absolute mission. Here is Kaz Havicourt trying to do the same thing to Matteo Capietto. Dufek, that's a change for 7th place. Havicourt to the outside of Capietto, up through 4. Can't make the move there. Looks to the outside at 5. Tries to get down the inside in towards the right-hander, can't quite get through. Impossible to overtake into there unless we see a mistake. Here we see a replay on the exit of the corner, and there was a spin for Roman Belinsky, sadly. Contact it might have been with Joshua Dirksen. We didn't quite see what happened, so we can say no further than that. All we can say is a spin for Roman Belinsky, so it's sadly been a weekend of two halves for him. A podium on one day, a spin on the second. He'll have to take the positives away from this weekend, and the fact that he became the first rookie this season to get on the podium, and it doesn't look like another rookie will stand on the podium this weekend, so he can take that with him going forwards into the next round. Here we return to our leaders, 7.5 tenths between Hadrian David and Gabriel Bortoletto. Gabriele Mini right with them, 1.4 between the three of them. Two groups of 3 at the front. Tramnitz, Fornaroli and Aron are the second. Dufek, though, he's caught me out a couple of times. He's caught the drivers out more than once, and he is charging after these three as well. 141.1 last time around from Josh Dufek, trying to get after the 3 ahead of him now. The gap from Aron back to Dufek is 2.3 seconds. Let's see if he can close that one down. Now he's got a clear lap. We saw him make the move last time, so we didn't really get to see a respectable time. This will be a lap now where we get to see what he can do at full race speed. Paul Aron, meanwhile, I think the move on Leonardo Fornaroli is imminent here, because Fornaroli seems to be struggling to hold on to Tim Tramnitz. Belinsky seems to be calling it a day. I wonder if he's picked up some damage to that car. Just looking out the window, one of the MP cars has retired as well, which I think would have been Sami Negatunin, but just looking down the pit lane, can't quite see down that far. We had tried in R, but it didn't look like Roman Belinsky was in any rush to get out the pit lane. Battle for second could be on. Gabriele Mini close to Gabriel Bortoletto, who seems to be falling away slightly from Hadrian David. Don't forget about push to pass. They get to use it 5 times. They'll engage 4th gear at around the start-finish line, and then they can use the push to pass system, which gives them about an extra 18 horsepower. In towards turn number 1. Mini, that was the closest he's been so far in this race. Since the start, that's the closest we've seen him get to making a move. In the background, Dufek has brought the gap down from 2.3 seconds to 1.8 to the group battling over 4th place. He's catching Paul Aron. We've got to keep an eye on Josh Dufek. 140.4 last time. Josh Dufek is the quickest driver on this race circuit right now, running in 7th place. Rookie driver as well, Josh Dufek, got his best ever results in the championship yesterday with a 5th place finish. And you might be able to see them at the top of the screen, 2 groups of 3, but I don't think that's going to be the case for much longer, because he is really closing in on those guys. Might just run out of time. Let's find out. 7 minutes plus a lap to go. Meanwhile, while that's unfolding, we'll focus our attention back to this battle for 2nd place. Gabriele Mini can see Hadrian David escaping. He'll want to get through and make sure the Frenchman does not go and put one hand on that trophy. Out of the penultimate corner, up to the final turn we go now. 6.5 plus a lap to go. Gabriele Mini not as close as he was on the last lap. Oh dear, Joshua Dirksen's off. Now, could we see a safety car late in this race? We've got a yellow flag at turn 11, which is the fast right-hander before they drop downhill. Yes, safety car is out. Paul Aron was literally, I think might have even been on push to pass, about to make a move. Watch for the red and white Arden there. Oh dear, contact coming out of the corner. It seemed the car ahead may have slowed up slightly, and Joshua Dirksen had nowhere to go. That was Kaz Havercourt ahead of him as well. Josh Dirksen just went straight into the back of Havercourt, who I think has picked up damage. He's dropped down to 13th place. And that's a real shame for Kaz Havercourt as well. Safety car has been deployed, and I tell you what, that helps that man there, the number 13, Josh Dufek. That brings him right onto the back of Paul Aron. And not only that, it brings the whole pack right together. We're going to get a proper sprint to the flag here. This is going to take a few minutes, I'm sure, to clear up. Once we get going again, we're going to see Paul Aron on a charge there in the number 3. But behind him, he's going to have to be making moves or he'll be passed, because Josh Dufek there in the 13 will be the man making moves. Josh Dirksen walks away from his car. Thankfully, he's all okay. A real shame for him. Made a lot of progress at Zandvoort, put in a really good performance, a real standout performance from one of the rookies this year, has to be said. 17 places made in race 2, came through from 35th on the grid to finish 18th place. Carried a lot of momentum into this weekend off the back of that, but just hasn't quite worked out for him this weekend. 15th place in the first race wasn't a bad effort at all. But he's a driver that wants to be scoring points. And it looked like he had a chance to go and score a couple today, so he'll be really frustrated with that, because he was showing pretty good pace and he was right in the fight there to get inside the top 10. So a real shame for him, but he will be back at Spa. There's no doubt about that. Safety car is out then. 4 minutes to go in this race. All the pack will close up together. Hadrian David will be your race leader. Gabriel Bortoletto will be 2nd. Gabriele Mini will be 3rd. Tim Tramnitz will be 4th. Leonardo Fornaroli 5th. Paul Aron and Josh Dufek, Deli Gawanti on for an 8th place finish so far. Going along really well is Pietro Deli Gawanti, looking to add more points onto the RPM team after scoring their first last time. Capietto in ninth place. Looking to match his best result of the season. Tangavelu looking to score his very first point of the season, but he's got Montoya behind him, who's moving forward smartly in this race. Whilst we've been looking at other things, Montoya has got himself up to 11th place. He knows he's at risk of losing the rookie standings. What this does give us a chance to do is work out where we would be with the championship standings. Now, lights go out on the safety car, so we might have to do that post-race. As we can see, Hadrian David bringing the field to a pace now. Right, 2.5 minutes to go. Hadrian David is going to be a leader from Gabriel Bortoleto. Gabriele Mini next along. Tim Tramnitz in fourth is the lead rookie. Currently, he'd be on the podium with the top three. Watch out for Josh Dufek in 7th place. Watch out for Paul Aron in 6th place. Here we go then, up towards the final corner. Gabriele Mini will want to get past Gabriel Bortoleto quickly. However, Gabriel Bortoleto has a chance at taking his first ever win in this championship. Up towards the start-finish line in the all-black, Maceo Capietto has got a brilliant start. They can use push to pass at the start-finish line. Sebastian Montoya is side by side with Tangavelu as they come up towards turn number 1 in the red and white. You'll see Montoya going round the outside of Tangavelu, and he's through. Montoya is into the points then. Great driving there from the Colombian, and he is up into 10th place. That's 1 point, and he's not done there yet. He's trying to get another one now, trying to go around the outside of Capietto. Can't quite get through there. They drop downhill once more. There is Kaz Havikor. Looks like he's not got enough damage to have to retire from this race. Still able to continue. Let's hope that's the case for the remaining 1 minute and 15 seconds. Rest of the field filtered through. There you can see Santiago Ramos rounding out the pack so far. Great restart from Hadrian David. They'll all be using their push to pass. If they've got them left, they'll all be using them on these final couple of laps. 1 minute plus a lap to go. Looks like we'll squeeze 2 more in here. Hadrian David is escaping out front already. Gabriel Bortoleto cannot hang on to him. Mini likewise cannot get a move in on Bortoleto. What about Dufek? He's right behind Paul Aron as they drop downhill, but Aron in the tow of Fornaroli. Under-braking Kaz Havikor in the black and orange. Looked like he was having to defend there from Lorenzo Fluter. Here's Capietto in the all-black. He's now got Montoya behind him, who's on a late charge in this race. There we see the Prema driver. Here's Tangavelu, who's dropped outside the points, but you never know, something could happen ahead and he might sneak back inside them. Up towards the start-finish line we go. Gabriele Mini lining a move up on Gabriel Bortoleto. We could be side by side for second. To the outside goes Gabriele Mini. Paul Aron to the outside of Leonardo Fornaroli. Oh, no contact. Deligoanti, that might have been down the inside of the pair of them, and Deligoanti is out of this race. Yellow flags are out. Mini goes round the outside of Gabriel Bortoleto, not able to get through. Or is he? He's found a gap on the inside, through at turn 3. Gabriele Mini takes second place away from Gabriel Bortoleto. Safety car is out. The race is going to end under safety car. Suspension damage to Deligoanti. What a shame for him. He was on to take more points for the RPM team. Let's find out what happened. The pace just slowed up and Deligoanti had nowhere to go, and he's clattered straight into the side of Aron. That a really unfortunate incident, to be honest, because Deligoanti was going in at a pretty normal race speed. And it seems he's just had nowhere else to go, and he walks away from the car. Tangavelu, if it's any consolation to the team, will pick up 2 points as he managed to get himself through to 9th place. Now Aron, I think, is still continuing. And as long as he can get round at a safety car pace, then he will be just fine. But he did drop behind Josh Dufek, so Josh Dufek was able to pick up 1 place as a result of all of that. A real shame. We will have 1 more tour of the circuit, but it will be behind the safety car. That a real shame for Deligoanti, who was in his own fight looking to try and make a move of his own. And just as the pace slowed up, as Fornaroli had slammed on the brakes to cover off, essentially Fornaroli was trying to cover off the switchback from Aaron, who was trying to get the undercut coming out of the corner. Fornaroli looked like to me he was trying to cover that off, and as he's stood on the anchors to do that, Deligoanti's come in at racing speed and has just been caught out, not been able to slow the car up in time, and had nowhere else to go but straight into the side of Aaron, who took that tight line to try and get the run on Fornaroli. Well, the race will finish behind the safety car, of course, and it looks like it's going to be Hadrian David who's going to take his second win of the season. Gabriele Mini will be on the podium, and that's going to be nine top 5 finishes in a row and 5 podiums in a row as well. Looking back, I don't even think Gregoire Saucy was able to get 5 podiums in a row last year on his run to the title. Gabriele Mini, really, when you look back at his season, he had that clutch problem at Imola, which dropped him to 28th place when he started at pole. He had contact with Dino Beganovic on a safety car restart, which damaged his front wing whilst he was in second at Monza, and finished 15th on a recovery. Other than that, he's finished in the top 5 in every single race, and the Italian is now climbing up the standings very, very quickly. He is going to score 18 points in this race. Points go to the top 10. Beganovic is going to score none. He is down in 16th place. The gap in the standings will come down to 9 points between the 2 title rivals there. Paul Aron will also take points out of Beganovic. Hadrian David will also take big points. He was 76 points behind Beganovic. He is going to reduce that substantially down to 51 points going in to Spa, round number 7. Well, round the final corner, Hadrian David, he took the win back at Monaco a few months ago, a win that will stay close to him for the rest of his career. But across the line, it's going to be the second win of the season for Hadrian David and his 4th of his FRECA career. The Frenchman wins. Gabriele Mini, another podium for the Italian, and that his 12th in his FRECA career. And Gabriele Bortoleto comes across the line to take his 3rd podium in FRECA racing. The Brazilian back on the podium, and for the first time since Imola. And how pleased he will be to get back there again. Brilliant driving from Bortoleto. Tim Tramnitz takes the rookie win. Absolutely fantastic driving from the German, and it brings an end, a run where he's had 3 DNFs in a row. Tim Tramnitz will now be back on the podium, and that for Tim Tramnitz is his best result of the season. Leonardo Fornaroli in the top 5 for the 2nd time this weekend. Josh Dufek just outside the top 5, a 5th and a 6th for him this weekend. Paul Aron a 6th and a 7th, with 7th place today. Sebastian Montoya managed to pick up 8th place and decent points today. Owen Tangavelu gets his best ever result and his first points in FRECA. A well done to the Frenchman, Maceo Capietto. Another points finish for him as well. Esteban Masson just missing out. Kaz Havicourt at 12th place for him, and a strange lack of pace compared to yesterday. Lorenzo Fluxa was 13th. Mari Boyer 14th. A good charge through the field, given he started down in 20th. Then Van Hoopen. Beganovic, our championship leader, 16th, now leading by 9 points. Noel Leon is next, and it's Dudu Barrichello, Levente Revesh. Andrea Rosso, 20th place, a well done to him on his return to racing. Zagazeta, Nos, Braschi, Wisnicki, Armani, Alcabasi, Ramos, Baptiste. Deligoanti, what a shame, was on for points. The 7th place finish was on the cards. Sadly, not able to take the finish after that very unfortunate contact at the end. Likewise for the likes of Dirksen, Belinsky, 2 of the other non-finishers there we had. Well, the cars making their way back through into the pit lane now. In terms of the rookie standings, Sebastian Montoya in 8th place. He'll pick up 4 points for that. A little bit further up the road, though, Leonardo Fornaroli finishes in 5th place, and for that, he will take 10 points, and that means Leonardo Fornaroli will now be the new leader in the rookie standings. However, standing on the top step for the 2nd time this season, Hadrien David, the Frenchman, is a winner once again, and he is bringing himself into this championship fight now. Do not count out the Alpine Junior, 4 rounds still to go. And could we see now a run of wins from Hadrien David, a run of podiums continuing for Gabriele Mini, 5 in a row for him now. He is very, very hard to stop. And a well done to Gabriel Bortoleto on the podium once again, and for the first time since Imola. Gabriel Bortoleto, his 3rd time standing on a FRECA podium. And I saw Tim Tramnitz also celebrating with his father Jürgen. There he is, 3 DNS in a row for him. But back where he belongs, a rookie winner. And there he is with Luca, team boss down at Trident. What a weekend it's been for them. The points they've gathered for the team standings has been substantial. And Tim Tramnitz, that is more like it now. He dropped down to 14th in the standings. He's going to start climbing back up. But even better news for Trident is that Leonardo Fornaroli now leads the rookie standings, and that is the first time since we started this championship that Sebastian Montoya is not the leader in the rookie standings. So a big, big change for there. Here are the highlights of the race. There you can see it was a much more even start today due to the rubber being laid down on the inside. Hadrien David anticipated that and moved straight across to cover off the challenges of Gabriele Mini. Gabriel Bortoleto went all the way around the outside of Mini to go through into 2nd place. A couple of drivers cutting over the chicane there were the likes of Dirksen and Bernier. Here was the contact for our championship leader, trying to go around the outside of Masson. Just unfortunate wheel-to-wheel contact between them. A little bit further back, Dufek was on a move. 3 brilliant moves. This was one of them. Sold the dummy on Capietto. Have some of that down the inside to get himself through into the top 10. And the charge was not finished there as he would continue to make places. A late safety car was brought out after contact with Joshua Dirksen, went into the back of yesterday's winner, Kaz Havikor. That led to what was going to be a 3-lap sprint to the line, and Gabriel Bortoleto was doing his best to go after Hadrien David, but there was just simply no stopping the Alpine Junior. However, we would have another safety car. Pietro Deligoanti just did not anticipate the speed that Paul Aron would be travelling at as we got towards turn number 1 there, and Deligoanti went straight into the side of him. The move of the race came from Gabriele Mini, in my opinion, round the outside at turn number 2 and up the inside. And there's Hadrien David celebrating with the team, and now we will move to the podium celebrations. 4 drivers on the podium, plus the winning team. We will have our lead rookie also on the podium as well. And they can see the trophies laid out. That is round 6 complete as well. We will be back for round number 7 on the 28th and 29th of July, so just a few weeks to wait, where we will be supporting the Spa 24-hour as well. After that, we will be back with International GT Open for 2 rounds. We will be at the Red Bull Ring for round 8 on the 10th and 11th of September, and then on the 15th and 16th of October, we will be at Barcelona, and then the season ends on the 22nd and 23rd of October at Mugello. What a place to end. Push to pass around there. With a championship fight on the cards, it's going to be absolutely fascinating. Podium celebrations will be underway very, very shortly. It was a brilliant race. How about that move from Gabriele Mini? Round the outside at turn number 2, down the inside at 3. I think Gabriel Bortoleto will even hold his hands up to that one and say, you know what, fair play. Nothing I can do to stop that. Tim Tramnitz back in the points, back to finishing a race and back to a rookie win as well. That his third one of the season. Leonardo Fornaroli still yet to take a rookie win. Believe it or not, he's had a couple of top fives now. He's had a good few top tens. But Leonardo Fornaroli, every time he seems to get a brilliant result, just seems to get beaten by another rookie. He will get there one day. He will stand on that podium eventually. Josh Dufek, well done to him. Arguably the driver of the race. What a fantastic performance. Started P10, got up to P6, but he had to fight very hard to get there, didn't he? The moves he picked off on the likes of Capietto, Tangavelu as well.
Please welcome the drivers for the
absolutely fantastic stuff. And Delegawanti as well. It was really brilliant driving from Josh Dufek. It was a really, really hard fought sixth place. With it, he will take 8 points. Paul Aron, he'll have to settle for 7th place. Believe it or not, he was the top FRECA driver, just ahead of Montoya. Tangavelu, his first ever points in 9th. Capietto, another point better than 10th. Here comes Gabriel Bortoleto, there he is to the right of the screen. To the left in second there, Gabriele Mini. Hadrian David is our winning driver. Our rookie winner, Tim Tramnitz for Trident, will come out. Our winning team, R-Race GP, also coming out as well. Then we'll hear the national anthem of our winning driver, Hadrian David. The French national anthem will play out around here. At the Hungaroring circuit, Gabriel Bortoleto picking up his trophy. Gabriele Midi gets his. There you can see Hadrian David. That's another one for him. A few visits to the podium now. That's his third visit to the podium this season. R-Race GP bringing themselves back into play.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Well done.
Brilliant stuff. Hadrian David, our winner. Gabriele Mini on the podium. Gabriel Bortoleto back there. Tim Tramnitz, another rookie win. His third of the season. That's been everything from round 6. I've been Chris McCarthy. It's been a pleasure to call you through the action. We'll see you.
Bye.